Welcome to the Ball Brad Show. It is Wednesday, April 17th, and Joe Biden. Good old Joey. The geriatric, the puppet, the guy that hits a golf ball backwards, falls up a flight of stairs numerous amounts of times to the point the Secret Service has him take the short stairs to get on Marine One, looks for dead people in the crowd, converses with dead people that have been passed away for over 3 decades, let that one sink in, fights with his teleprompter, of which the teleprompter is undefeated, has never lost in the last 3.5, going on 4 years now. It's the most remarkable statistic we have here on the show. Doesn't know his name, doesn't know his wife's name, takes photos with people at conventions that were never there in the first place. As a matter of fact, weren't even in the state. This guy, folks, is the worst president by far, not even close, in American history. Truthfully, astonishing things. Patriots, it's so great to be back with you on this fine Wednesday morning. And damn, do we have a show for you today. You know, we always look back at 2016 and say, hey, Donald Trump pulled off the election against Hillary Clinton. Nobody likes Hillary Clinton. Nobody likes the Clintons in general. And just the Democrat Party, just a massive upset for them, right? The libs shouting in the streets, oh, no, Trump won, oh, all these things. And then you had 2020. And somehow Joe Biden couldn't even fill a parking lot, and he won with 81 million votes. Couldn't fill a parking lot. The dude couldn't fill a living room, folks. Donald Trump stadium's full. Freaking boat parades. When the hell have you ever seen that for a sitting president? Parades of boats in the ocean, rivers, on the streets, lining for miles. Guy can't even get more people in the stadium because it's massively sold out. So they have thousands of people outside the stadium. And I bring this up because, again, somehow Joe Biden won in 2020. We all know what took place. Honestly, we all know what took place. We got to be careful here because YouTube is shadow banning us. They're already going after us here on the show. So you have here Benny Johnson, our boy, Benny. Benny from Lava. Here is the crowd that showed up in Joe Biden's hometown of Scranton, his hometown, which should be the biggest crowd this guy's ever pulled off. Look at this photo, you guys. There's empty, the place isn't even half full. And mind you, they put curtains up. This place is empty. Ain't anybody there. There's probably 100 people there, and that's us being generous. 100 people. Donald Trump's filling stadiums, streets, parking lots on top of the stadium. And you're telling me Joe Biden won and that he's possibly going to win again? And you got to love the sign there in really small print. For those that can't see, it says tax fairness. Fairness for whom? Fairness for whom? Oh, stop it, Joe. Get your ass out of Delaware, start working in the White House, and get some real work done here because our country is going down the pooper. And I really do mean that, you guys. On show prep today, I was so discouraged. It put me in such a bad mood preparing for the show. The reason why is right here. Elon Musk, more than the population of 36 of our states in just over 3 years, Joe Biden has allowed to illegally enter our country, folks. That's 7.2 million people. You are less safe now than you were 4 years ago, and maybe at any point in this country's history. And that's coming from the FBI director, Christopher Wray. That's coming from Congress. That's coming from the CIA. I mean, every intelligence apparatus that we have is saying that something is going to happen very, very soon. And you can thank the Democrat Party for that. You can thank all our lib friends for voting in Joey. Somehow, again, he got 83 million votes. Still can't wrap my head around it. You guys, I really do mean this. I did a whole video on it. Joe Biden is committing treason. Hands down is committing treason in this country. Illegals just swarmed New York City Hall and have surrounded it. They're trying to occupy the building and are demanding to have luxury hotel rooms provided to illegals instead of shelters that New York City has provided them. Here's a little bit of what that looked like. Look at that, folks. So they're swarming New York City. Mind you, if you recall, New York City gave them shelters. And within these shelters, this is not an exaggeration, we saw a videotape of it. YouTube actually removed our video. They were getting plasma TVs, Xboxes, phone services, laundry services, couches, recreation centers, lawyers paid for. They get transportation services. They were getting a 3-course meal a day that was specifically catered to the country of which they were coming from. They were getting air conditioning. They were getting, I think, basketball courts at one point. There was talk about jacuzzis. Folks, I know it sounds like satire, but it is not. So these people are complaining that they're getting shelters And now they want luxury hotel rooms. Why would you not when Joe Biden's willing to give you everything else? He's giving you food, he's giving you clothing, rental assistance, he's sitting there paying for your lawyer fees. In some cases, he paid for your transportation. Why would you not sit there and demand all these things of which you're already given everything else? Chicago's giving them $84,000 a year, you guys. A lot of us don't make $84,000 a year. The average American doesn't make $84,000 a year. And Joe Biden's just handing out checks, folks, handing out checks. While you're struggling to pay for your groceries, while you're struggling to pay gas, you have your own lawyer fees, you just got done paying taxes, your property tax probably went through the roof, your state tax probably is going through the roof. I love how you're never being taken care of because you're a second-class citizen in your own damn country. Under this administration, you are. They kicked out our vets in hotel rooms. Y'all saw that. That one was still remarkable to me. It is still remarkable. And I know, Neil, you feel the same way. Neil's one of our members here on the show. Longtime supporter of the Bald Brad Show. Greatly appreciate everybody that hits that like and subscribe button and joins our membership over here. Where is it? Neil gets it. The vets are getting screwed here. Folks, at one point, the Biden administration kicked out veterans that served in Iraq and Afghanistan and were replaced by people from Iraq and Afghanistan. You could have very well had the scenario that some dude that committed some sort of crime or was fighting against the United States got put up in a hotel room against the very dude that was fighting for your liberties and freedoms here. And the guy that got kicked out that's a veteran was probably paying taxes to support that dude that he was fighting against at some point. I'm not saying the scenario happened, but it's possible. So we're not done. Here's a look of the hundreds that showed up to demand all these services. Look at this line. It's endless. I mean, as far as the eye can see. You guys, do you know how ballsy you have to be? Do you know how ballsy you have to be to sit there and be in a place where law enforcement knows for a fact that you're an illegal immigrant and you have no fear of being deported? Do you remember there was a time where it's like people were trying to go under the radar, you know what I mean? Like under the dark of night decades ago because they were feared of being deported if they were found out to be in this country illegally? Not anymore. I mean, they are so entitled now that they are willing to show up in lines to demand things of a system which they're not paying into. You really can't make it up. You really can't make it up. So again, it's tweet after tweet. The kicker, they're demanding to be put up in luxury hotels instead of the shelters the city has provided. You can't make it up. Who do we blame? Yes, we blame Joe. Yes, we blame Joe, of course. DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, of course we blame him as well. You guys, Joe Biden's committing treason. DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is committing treason in this country. Where are the Republicans at on this? Oh, we'll find out in just one moment. But where have they been for the last 3.5 years? I am so sick of politicians in general. You know, sitting there, yeah, you know what? I rag on the Democrats a lot, but right now I want to rag on Republicans too. Where the hell are our politicians at on this crap? Is anybody else frustrated as much as I am? Like, I vent here on the show. You know, I scream a lot. I complain. That's why I do it, to be honest. Keep my sanity. Where is everybody? This country's going down the drain, folks. I really do mean that. It is going down the drain. Well, you also have Bill Mulligan, who we've covered here a lot on the show. Just check this out. The moment of this alleged child rapist arrest while we were with ICE in Boston. It was their 4th alleged child rapist arrest in the morning. Not like a year, in the morning, folks. And Joe Biden lets these people go. Yes, no, back roaming in the street again. Here we go.
ICE took down their final target, a Brazilian gang member, also charged with child rape. Just this morning today, 4 accused child rapists and 1 MS-13 gang member. Those are the kind of people you're going after.
That's every day up here in Boston. If those are the public safety threats that we really want to get off the street. It was a great day for the teams. That's 5 public safety threats that are on in the community. Going to go ahead and victimize anyone else.
And ICE says all of those arrests you just saw happen because local authorities ignored their detainer request to keep these guys in custody due to sanctuary policies. ICE says all of those suspects will remain in federal custody until their local charges are resolved. Then ICE will seek to deport every single one of them. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, we'll seek to deport. Democrat Party will go, oh, you can't do that. Discrimination, racism. Oh, what about them? Oh, all these things. Do you notice what he said there? They refuse to comply with the sanctuary city policies that Democrats put in place. This is a Democrat problem, you guys. It's not a Republican problem. This is not a conservative ideology. The Democrats created a crime in the cities. The Democrats created illegal immigration. The Democrats created the exacerbation of terrorism in this country, and terrorists, rather, of which there'll probably be attacks soon. Again, that's coming from the FBI and the CIA. You notice that everything is revolving around what Democrats are doing? And the blame is shared a little bit here on the Republicans because they're not doing anything to resolve it. They could have. They're not. Well, speaking of this whole shenanigans going on, you had DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas in Congress testifying, and this one's going to get your blood going, you guys. This one's going to get your blood going. This guy needs to be impeached. He needs to be removed. And I'm almost, if there's a terrorist attack in this country, I am going to say this guy should be held for treason. We all know what comes along with that. I'm dead serious. Here we go.
Time I recognize the gentleman from the great state of Texas, August Pfluger, for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary, is the border secure?
Congressman, as I have articulated earlier in this hearing.
Just a yes or no is fine. Is the border secure, Mr. Secretary, today?
With the authorities and the funding that we have, it is as secure as it can be.
Wow. We all know that this is not a budget issue.
It's as secure as it can be. Nobody else has had this problem. Nobody else has had this problem. Only you. Not you, the viewer, but you know what I'm talking about. This knucklehead here, this idiot. Nobody else has had this problem. It's not a funding problem. It's a policy problem, bud. And you need to be removed.
It's a policy issue. Is a terrorist attack inside the United States of America imminent?
Let me assure you, Congressman, that the safety and security of the American people is our highest priority.
Is it imminent?
The same answer, Congressman.
Is a terror attack on the homeland of the United States of America imminent today?
Let me assure you that we remain vigilant.
Do you brief the president? Have you briefed the president that a terror attack on the United States of America is imminent?
Congressman, let me assure you that the safety and security of the American people.
Mr. Secretary, are you the principal advisor on matters of homeland security to the President of the United States?
I am one of them, Congressman.
Have you briefed the president that there are known or suspected terrorists still at large inside the United States?
Congressman, let me assure you, as I have previously, that the safety and security of the American people.
Mr. Secretary, I'd like to remind you that you're under oath. Have you briefed the President of the United States that there are people who match the terror watch list that are still at large inside our country?
Congressman, I repeat my answer.
Is that a no? Have you not briefed?
You guys let me know. Is it a stretch to say that this guy's an enemy of the people? Is that a stretch? That he's a traitor? Let me know. Let me in the comments. I don't know. I think, again, I said he's committing treason. That's for damn sure. 100%. I'm holding it together. You guys, you have no freaking idea right now. You know how bad I just want to slam my fist against the desk?
The president?
Congressman, I have briefed the president.
Mr. Secretary, let me ask you a question about your previous testifying in November. And I asked you then, I said, is every single person who matched the terror watch list, have they been apprehended? And you did not give me an answer. I'll ask you again. Those that have matched the terror watch list, that have attempted to or have entered this country illegally, are they detained, 100% of them?
Congressman, let me assure you once again that individuals that pose a threat to our national security or the safety of the American people are the highest priority for detention, and we execute.
Are they all detained?
And we execute.
Mr. Secretary, are they all detained?
Congressman?
Because Christopher Wray sat right next to you. He had the
I can't do it. I can't. I'm so sorry, you guys. Feel free to head over to Forbes. I can't do it. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose it here in the show. House is sending articles of impeachment, thank God, against this guy. I would rather see articles impeachment against good old Joey, because he's also the leader of all this, because he's not executing the laws on the books. This guy's the fall guy. So on Tuesday, the GOP-led House transmitted impeachment charges against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas over his handling of the border crisis. The House managers tasked with prosecuting the case were introduced in the Senate chamber, and Homeland Security Chairman Mark Green. Why did it take so long? I'm really getting tired of the Democrat Party as well. Again, I'm a registered Republican. I'm a fiscal conservative. There's a big difference between the two, and it's only getting further apart. I'm getting really tired of this party, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well. Why are they allowing this to happen? Why is there not more pushback? So, and a trial is expected to begin Wednesday, and obviously I'm going to keep you up to date on that, because we were one of the channels that actually been following this since day one, and I told you I'd keep you up to date on day one. The GOP lawmakers are concerned that Democrats, who have long called the impeachment inquiry a political stunt. How is it a political stunt? How is it a political stunt? You have 7.2 million people, of which we don't even know who the hell most of them are. 10 years in the future have court dates. I'm keeping it together. I'm keeping it together. I need you guys here with me today. I need you in here with me today. Well, they're going to try to cut the process short here before a vote on whether to convict or acquit Mayorkas. Chuck Schumer, I can't believe this guy's elected still in office. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's no surprise he's from New York. They can't get their heads wrapped around anything. They love the crime. They love the homelessness. I mean, that whole city's going down the pooper. Has so far not said whether there will be an effort to table or dismiss the impeachment charges. Last week, the House delayed the delivery of the article. Schumer said the Senate is ready to go whenever the House is. We want to address this issue as expeditiously as possible. The top Democrat also said impeachment should never be used to settle policy disagreements. Can you believe it? I'm laughing because of what they did with Trump. Oh, interesting. Oh, now you want to talk about, well, we should never use impeachment for policy disagreements. Just, can we rewind the tape like 4 years ago, you idiot, Schumer? God, some of these people are dumb in Congress. A lot of them are. House Republicans are demanding a full trial. I would like to see one, but I doubt Republicans will have the cojones to do anything, because they never do. So we'll see what comes of it, folks. I'll keep you updated. But, Mayorkas against the fall guy. It's Joe Biden that should be up there. Joe Biden's head should be on the chopping block, not just Mayorkas. Well, what's even more astonishing, again, this is a Democrat problem. A lot of things you're seeing in the country right now is just all caused by Democrats. Let's go through the list. Fine. No, that's fine, you libs. Not you, the viewers, right? The Ball Bradshaw Army. I'm talking about the liberals that somehow fall into this channel, because what I found is YouTube is actually, they're giving us impressions. They're sending our videos out to people that oppose our viewpoints. Hey, you know what? Maybe some of them will be red-pilled. I don't know. Crime. Is that a Republican thing? Democrats, is that a Republican thing? Or is that predominantly a Democrat thing? Because I think it's probably a Democrat thing. Black Lives Matter, Antifa ran roughshod over our cities and burned them to the ground, all the while your party sat there and told us it was a mostly peaceful protest. Let's see, they're constantly out there protesting, sticking their fist in cement and, sewing their faces to the carpet, all in protest of whatever the hell's going on around the world. Let's see, it's Democrat Party that wants to get rid of fossil fuel, and then your gas prices go up, and then the same people that want to sit there and get rid of fossil fuel complain about the gas prices going up. You guys, again, everybody knows for the most part, or if you don't, I used to be an accountant. I did tax accounting. Never in my lifetime saw a Democrat ask, can I owe more money to the government? I want to make sure I get a refund. The same people that vote in higher taxes complain about paying higher taxes. Let that one sink in. That's how dumb some of these people are. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm owing so much to the government this year. Who'd you vote for? Oh, you voted Democrat. God, it makes so much sense now. The same people that are complaining about crime voted in Prop 47, voted in Gavin Newsom. The same people that complained about homeless caused the homeless problem by not being serious about removing some of these people off the streets and getting them the help they need. The same people in New York City and others like Chicago are complaining about the illegal immigration that's taking place. What party's the cause of all this? It's not Republican. It's not conservative. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but this is for the Democrats that somehow filter in here every now and then. What, are you going to blame Republicans for all this? You can blame Trump like Joe Biden does? Speaking of Democrats, here we go, folks. Blue mayor defunds police force by more than $8 million to aid migrants. Says it, right? It says it. Interesting. Doesn't say Red City, does it? No, of course not. No. It says Blue City. God, what Blue City could this possibly be? We're about to find out. A Democrat-controlled city announced $45 million in funding for programs to help deal with the skyrocketing number of migrant arrivals it is facing, resulting in over $8 million in budget cuts for the police department. So not only are there terrorists pouring across the border, you don't even have the funding to protect the localities anymore. So not only can we not protect ourselves on a national level because Democrats have their heads so far up there, you know what? You can't even get protection now on a local level. And on top of that, the Democrat Party's trying to sit there and limit your Second Amendment rights. Let this sink in. You got no national security because you have a president that's on vacation 40% of the time. You got no national security because your intelligence community that's supposed to keep you safe, like DHS, doesn't want to do their job. You're being lied to on the podium by our press secretary each and every day, so you can't even get truthful information from those at the top. They're chiseling away your Second Amendment rights, so you can't protect yourself, and you're going to need to protect yourself because now you can't even sit there and fund law enforcement. In some areas, law enforcement's so depleted that they're not even answering calls. At some point, you guys, you have to throw your arms up and go, what the hell? There you go. Says it right there. Says it right there. Denver Mayor Mike Johnston announced last week a package of basically $46 million to fully fund programs for newcomers. See, they changed the terms. The Democrat Party loves changing language. Of newcomers for 2024 and avoid worst case scenarios projected by the city. That's in addition to $44 million in spending already secured for the program through these previous budgets. You know, $44 million that can be going towards our vets, our homeless, our roads, infrastructure, our education program. So now they're pulling money from our education program, which we saw. So not only are these migrants taking over some of the schools, and they're having to shut the schools down and go to remote learning because there's not enough space for all these migrants. Now these migrants are sitting there demanding luxury hotel rooms. They've already kicked out our veterans in hotel rooms, in which Joe Biden makes veterans sleep on the streets. But, continue voting Democrat. You're right. No, it makes tons of... If you're part of the military and you think Joe Biden has your back, has your six, like a lot of us like to tell each other here, like, I got your six, bud. You think Joe Biden's going to have your back? Folks, if you served our country and you got a Democrat brother that you served in the trenches with, and they're voting for Joey, maybe a phone call needs to be made today. That's all I'm saying. Because Joey don't have your back. And I'm not saying even Republicans really do, but damn, Joey really doesn't have your back. Now they're defunding our local law enforcement to sit there and fund this stuff. You are so unsafe. It is head spinning. I'm not trying to scare you. But I know for me, I don't want to go to concerts. I don't want to go to public areas anymore. Because of the crime, people are just coming up and socking people, punching people in the back of the head, pushing people down, throwing them in front of subway trains. Democrats, folks, Democrats are doing this. They'll still vote for Joey. They'll still vote for you guys. If I didn't firmly believe that the Democrat Party in conjunction with the progressive left weren't destroying this country, I would have never written this book. I wrote it because I believe it. I really do believe it. And I love, Patrick's the latest person to purchase the book. He said he's loving it. Says he's learned a lot. Didn't know a lot of things that happened. Look, this will equip you guys. It's coming back again. I really do firmly believe it. I don't sit here. I'm not pandering to you guys. This is not a show that I'm a lie to you. Nobody pays for the show. I mean, the members do, which thank you, by the way. We have a membership over here. We'd love for you to join. $1 a month. 99 cents, really. I got to plug somewhere, folks. We don't have any... Look, we don't have, again, it goes with what I'm saying. We don't have a corporation behind us. We don't have sponsors. It's just us. It's just like the Ball Brand Army, baby, the Patriots. So wild stuff, wild stuff. I just want to end off with a little bit more of what took place there in New York City with the City Hall in New York City for the hearing of experiences of Black immigrants. So the hearing on the experiences of Black migrants in New York City drew a crowd, of which we just saw. And video footage obtained by Fox News Digital shows throngs of people outside the City Hall, which we saw. They were just completely lined up. And it says, quote, "We must uproot the anti-Blackness that plagues our system of care. This work requires dedication, creativity, and a city willing to fund our short, mid, and long-term needs." Colleagues commended her for organizing the hearing. Councilmember Sandy Nurse, who represents the city's 37th district, said experiences of Black migrants is very different than other groups and proud that the city council is highlighting this disparity. Anytime there's a disparity, folks, there's racism, according to the Democrat Party. And what they're going to do is sit there and take your hard-earned money and give it to them. And you can't be like, well, they're not going to do that. They're not going to take my hard-earned money. What do you mean? They're literally defunding your education. They're literally defunding the police departments to pay for these people. And by the way, now they're demanding luxury hotels. You really can't make this crap up. You really can't. But don't worry, you guys. Somehow this guy that can't fill a room, can only fill his diaper, might be president again. And if you haven't seen the video where I detail out the way the swing states go between Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia, I highly suggest you go check out that video, because it's a very real likelihood, you guys, that Joe Biden could win again. There's people that live under rocks. They're not into watching politics like you and I might be. They're not in the trenches. They're not in the field reading this stuff. Their head's somewhere else. Maybe they're struggling paying bills. They got to work multiple jobs. They can't sit there and read the news all the time and get the nitty gritty. Maybe they just watch the White House press briefings. That's the information they get. Go, well, why would the government lie to me? Why would the government lie? Look, I thought we did a great job today, folks, of keeping it together as a community. I think we really did, because I can't tell you how bad today I just wanted to scream. I wanted to punch something. Seeing where we are as a country, it's tough for me to speak. You know when you get you're so frustrated, and your blood's boiling so much that you start to stutter. It's hard to speak and just keep your composure. That's where I'm at right now. And this isn't a Republican Democrat thing, which, okay, quite honestly, it is a Democrat thing. But what I'm trying to say is, it's an American thing. We are so unsafe. It is wild. And the problem is that affects me. That affects you guys. I feel like I even know a lot of you now at this point, where literally I think of you as friends. That you are now unsafe, which makes me upset. Your kids are unsafe. American children are unsafe. The Democrats love putting homeless people next to education areas like school systems, where they're seeing people shoot up, do drugs, masturbate in front of them, throw feces all over their school site. It is frustrating. It is very frustrating. We'll see if anything changes here in November, but I'll make sure I'm damn here for all of you, and bring you up to speed on this stuff. But like I said, why don't we throw the question in the comment section? Do you think this guy's going to win? You think Joe Biden's going to win? Look at him. They're setting up the teleprompter right there. He needs it. Let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below, folks. As always, we do have a membership over here. We'd love for you to join. And heck, you know what? If you have a friend or family member that would love to read a book, Amazon.com, links in the description, folks. You can also get a signed copy at baldbrad.com. I do sign it to myself. I even package it myself. But ideally, the cheaper version is on Amazon. Would love your support from that end. If you want to join us, again, it's $1, folks. 99 cents a day. You can feed a bald conservative, but in reality, it keeps the lights on in here, folks. It keeps us, going here. We don't got much. We do it out of a closet, but your support goes a long way, really. And I thank you, all of you. It's not easy right now paying groceries, gas, but you're willing to give your hard-earned money back to a patriot that hopefully is given back to all of you, folks. I'll see you next time here